we will quickly get an idea of if we're going to 3 maps or not based on how these first few rounds transpire.
Listen, I think you and I can very comfortably say that we would very much like to see the Cinderella story come out, because we've had a couple opportunities for Cinderella stories to continue on here in the LCQ, and they haven't. East Coast, with a coach subbing in, did not get the win against Wildcard. Aerial Rise started out hot against Mirage, and then we talked about it 14 in a row. Earlier today, Luminosity against SSG. SSG prevailed. It was a close series, but at the end of the day, I'm sure most, if they were putting their channel points on it, would have gone SSG over Luminosity. And here as well, I imagine most would have put their channel points on Oxygen winning the series over KARN & Co. That being said, it's a close map number 1 on Chalet. We go the maximum in regulation, but we still haven't yet hit overtime. I would love to at least hit overtime in the quarterfinals this LCQ, if not actually head to that 3rd map for the first time.
Well, KARN & Co. here is where we answer the questions we've been asking of if they can pull it off here on Oregon. You see Wi-Fi a moment ago in Armory. He got involved early, trying to take some space. Giddy doing the same thing on the other side of the map. You've got a little bit of everything here. Kickstro will be the first one to actually step up. He knows somebody is on those tower stairs, leading towards the basement, but will not have to take that heads-up gunfight just yet. That player has since slinked away. But all eyes, at least my eyes, are going to be on Kickstro here to start off this map. He has not found a kill since round 2 of Chalet, and that is a trend he needs to break.
Yeah, we had a lot of talk yesterday on Oregon specifically about consecutive round streaks. I guess that is a consecutive round streak we could bring back, as that Kickstro has not acquired a pick in quite a few rounds consecutively. And the mini EMPs from Tristan here will disable the Kaid Electroclaw to facilitate the box hatch being opened up. Fox will be able to retrieve the claw, though. He'll drop it straight out onto the 2 walls, holding off barrels, and perfect timing there. KARN still does have pellets, but that's at least some utility taken away from the attacking side for just a cheeky little throw from Fox. Some tower stairs presence coming out from the Grim of Wi-Fi, but this collapse is still pretty far away from being complete for KARN & Co. Still a lot of utility to work through, specifically the Azami barricades. But here comes Kickstro nonetheless, getting some killer control and beginning the assault onto the bomb site.
Yeah, KARN dropping E-Box. Adding to this 3-pronged approach, you've got someone working in bunker as well. They're going to have to deal with elbow first if they want to get any headway in that direction. Freezer, another prong of this attack, but one that will get shut down quickly by Yaga. KARN will now need to make up some ground here. He'll tease this diffuser, trying to bait out a C4, but there is no more explosive potential for the defense, and KARN is going to be allowed to stick this. He gets it off unchallenged. Now it's a post plant. Yaga finishes off KARN for good, though, so it's Wi-Fi and Kickstro who have to do it on their own. You will have someone still positioned in bunker, and they'll be able to provide some coverage on the crossfire. Kickstro will go down, and Giddy's going to use this moment to step up. It's a 2v2. This favors KARN & Co., there's no doubt about it. But Yaga on the flank, his timing was near perfect, but not quite. It's Giddy instead who gets the timing to go for him, and it's KARN & Co. with a very exciting first round win. You see Wi-Fi there, rightfully pumped up after winning that opener.
Rightfully and then some, yeah. He's feeling himself, and the team are letting it go in the comms right now after winning the first round. And like you said, just very unfortunate predicament to be in there for Oxygen. The solo panel inside of supply being opened up and so much pillar control established for the attack, and just no nitro cells left in the pockets to be used to try and stop the plant. So KARN said, okay, I will take that freebie. And they get the first round off of it. Very chaotic post plant with people playing Ring Around the Rosie, and it seemed like OXG was putting up quite the fight back in that round to be able to retake onto the diffuser after it was planted. But unfortunately, it falls just a tad short as the attempted revive in the hallway onto Fish. Understandable, just poorly timed again, and like you said, Giddy was able to maneuver his way through the bomb site in a position to be able to flank both of them in the midst of the revive. And perfect situation to be in for KARN & Co. You take your first attacking round onto the basement, and This is a pretty good start, honestly. And like you said, Kixrow unable to acquire picks from the end of round 2 on Chalet. He now has 2 picks here on the first round of Oregon.
Exactly the recipe for KARN & Co. success, as it seems, and Kixrow at least providing the right ingredient to contribute to the overall recipe here. So far so good, and as we said, these first few rounds will tell us if map 3 is in the cards or not. And at the very least, we can say it, the hopes have not been completely dashed. And as Giddy opens the round onto Foxay, who wanted to swing that angle just a little bit too badly, hopes continue to stay high for KC. You've got Foxay now gone, and it'll have to come down to the rest of Oxygen to see if they can pick up the slack. Yaga is the only one of the remaining 4 defenders who actually has a kill up to this point. Bish looking for one early and trying to get on the board. He's playing very active over on this dining side.
An unfortunate position there for Kixrow. The upside down rappel outside of small tower is very committed in terms of holding the flank. But there was a person up there. It was the Warden of Fish, who had fallen completely off. He's made it back on his site now. Completely vacated small tower. So Kixrow unable to hold that position and ensure the lockdown of the Warden to try and establish a 2-man advantage early. But the opener still works out all the same, as Giddy was able to grab that onto Foxay, and the ascent now for Wi-Fi momentarily, just to pop the default camera. Tristan holding for a flank down below, but there is none. But it seemed like on Chalet, Oxygen having all the intel on the flanks as they were in motion. KARN & Co. just wary of it, being very cautious of a potential flank. And Yaga will try and press the advantage against the game's window, but Fish will drop Wi-Fi instead. Level the man count now with a minute left. KARN taking some damage outside of the big window as well. It's quite the angle to be taking here for Fish, but he's winning out the engagement thus far. And really not a lot of progress made onto the bomb site itself here for KARN & Co.
That was an absolutely nuts shot by Fish, by the way. As the Kiva barrier was deploying, he gets the pixel shot onto the upside down rappel. Are you kidding me? What a play. And it'll set up Oxygen well here. Yes, they lost Foxay first, but they've got 2 kills back their way. Giddy will equalize with a nice nade. But this one's a 3v3, and KARN & Co. Here's where they try to work their way in. Top of white stairs. Kixrow does not find any success there. Giddy trying to maintain the exact same position. Top white gets dealt with easily. KARN on the jump in through the big window gets shut down too. Oxygen bounced back very fast.
Yeah, it seemed off the opening pick there for KARN & Co. The focus was solely to make sure that flanks could not be facilitated by Oxygen using those gridlock track stingers across the map. You can see them outside of the lobby door at the bottom of white stairs. Just trying to limit any rotation for those defenders, and yet it was a free rotation back to the objective from Fish on the Warden. Had to go the long way through Attic, but did get there eventually. And as well, the OXG not really needing a flank, as the focus for the attack was just big window and white stairs. And I think it was 3 members of KARN & Co. who all took a parade to the top of white stairs and all met their demise without ever setting foot in the bomb site. So for KARN & Co. there, the focal point of the attack not getting the job done, unfortunately. And Oxygen will level the scoreline now, and they'll look to rectify their mistake downstairs as well. Get some momentum going, possibly get a run going to get a clean sweep of defensive objectives.
10 seconds left before insertion. 5 seconds
KARN
left
&
before
Co.
insertion.
No success in round 2, but now that they go back to basement attack, they have a chance to replicate that round 1 success. Already, though, we're seeing a pretty substantial shift from Oxygen. You can see how much map control they are hoping to maintain. You got Foxay putting those EDDs just about everywhere on this map, and at this point, I think we have 3 defenders down below. Fish playing up top and Foxay playing up top for now. Like last time, I'm sure they'll rotate back in a somewhat timely manner. Actually, maybe not. Foxay will take a more aggressive position in T3. Cracking the window should telegraph this to the attack. But I'm not seeing eyes up. I'm not seeing them turn their attention towards Big Tower just yet. They're working their way in on the first floor, but do they know what lies in wait up top? They didn't know that Yaga was ready for a fight. He took out Kixrow, no problem. And Foxe, he's gonna work this flank, and it's gonna be perfectly timed. He nearly got them both. Instead, he just has to settle for one. But early damage done. KARN & Co 3v4.
Yeah, KARN & Co just not aware of the positioning there of Fox. He had free mobility up in T3, drops down to T2, and still no one has any idea of what's going to happen. Like you said, Fox timed that pretty well. He was almost able to grab them both. A good reaction there from Tristan. But he had the opportunity to disengage from the flank entirely. He had to rotate into Attic with these reinforcements on the opposite side of the trophy wall as well. So he had a free escape. Instead, he opted to go for the flank, and it was the right decision as you take out both the Grim and the Yana. So Kixro, again, having early impact in the first round, and yet hasn't had much of an impact in the last couple, unfortunately, for KARN & Co. The entry not going great for them, and they're trying to regroup here with the utility they have remaining. But again, there's just so much to be picked apart here from Oxygen. They're very comfortable being able to sit onto the bomb site, down a man on the attacking side. It can be a very difficult proposition for KARN & Co. Be able to execute onto the bomb site without feeling like they're just walking into a meat mincer of crossfires.
And that's always the danger, especially when you're trying to approach from so many different angles. You're just so exposed at any given time. KARN made this drop confidently through E-Box last time, and he'll probably do it again now that Tristan's doing some damage. Well timed. He takes Yaga's head, but Fish and Dream, they each get one, and that leaves the Hibana all alone. You've got Dream with a shotgun. Fish close around the other side of the wall. Oh no. Fish, a little miscommunication there, and he accidentally takes out his own teammate.
No.
KARN, he now has an opportunity to win it, and he does. Disaster strikes for OSG. What just happened?
I think Fish needs to pay Blast for me to not cast any of his games, because I think this is the third time where he's committed some kind of error that just seems unfathomable. I don't know how in the world he was able to kill his teammate in the midst of that. I'm pretty sure it was Dream holding inside of Elbow. But yeah, I think Fish needs to take like half his salary and just call up Blast and be like, hey, keep Flynn off my games. Because first it was the it was the Cafe root play from Fish. I think the second one was also on Cafe, and there you go again. Just, I don't understand how that occurs. And then he also just loses the fight to KARN, who is about like 40 HP on a 1 armor. You can see the shock on Wi-Fi's face. It's just one of those rounds that never should have gone the way of KARN & Co. And just a disaster class from Fish at the end of the round. I hate to harp on the guy, because every time I cast him, I feel like I'm picking on him, but man, and now he's gonna start spawn peeking the front of lobby. And I mean, if this doesn't go well, yeah, it's a double-edged sword though. You die off rip as the Warden to start the round as well. And it's not a good few minutes for Fish, but he will back off. He'll play it safe. And Oxygen will try and bounce back. They aren't gonna go downstairs for a third time as of yet. They are gonna head upstairs now to meeting in kitchen, trying to level up the score.
It's brutal because they should have won that round. It was pretty much over. KARN was in an unwinnable 1v2, and then it became a very winnable 1v1. That's the round that we're going to have to go back in the replay to look at Fish's POV to see what he saw or thought he saw that resulted in a single bullet ending his teammate's life. But a question that will remain unanswered for now. And Oxygen, they'll just have to fight more of an uphill battle than maybe they were hoping to fight in round number 4. Basement hasn't worked out for them, so it's to meeting in kitchen they go. Clearing the top floor is, of course, going to be the priority for KARN & Co., and Giddy will make good progress in that endeavor, dealing with Fish and his deployable shield. But the Warden still remains, as does Yaga, supporting him from Attic. 90 seconds is not a ton of time if they haven't gotten these kills just yet. And right on cue, KARN & Co. will deliver the first of 2 necessary kills if they want to take this top floor control. Yaga's been dealt with, Fish still remains.
just got a glimpse at Kixro over inside of dining. He's been slowly losing health like 10 at a time. Here he goes again. He's down to about 20 HP. Now Fish is going to hear this, but he's reloading as he walks down the stairs, and Kixro almost collects a freebie onto Fish. They keep it barriers from Newers to reinforce the position top side. Now he's got a partner in crime with Foxe as well, with the reinforcements to support his position inside of Attic. There goes Fish getting onto the board onto Giddy. Now KARN has made his way into games, taking aim towards Attic, but he's got a teammate directly in front of him, climbing on top of the foosball table directly beside him. Now Fish evading the ash charges. He'll try and work a perseverance over towards the big window. He finds another one onto Kixro. This could be the redemption arc here for Fish, as he's looking for the third, but he runs out of ammo. Just an unfortunate series of events, and it leads to Foxe's death, as KARN is able to push into Attic and claim his teammate. And then there goes Fish. KARN up above. At least Newers has the support. So there goes the diffuser with 20 seconds left on the clock. The remaining attackers for KARN & Co. trying to collapse onto Newers, require the diffuser, but Newers refuses to lose. Now it's Wi-Fi alone downstairs inside the bomb site, but without diffuser control, attempting to bait out a drop here from Newers, but he's not going to have the time to go find Dream either. This round is over, and again, Oxygen will escape with the victory in a situation they looked well in control of to begin with, and KARN & Co. providing a lot of fight back.
God, that was a mess. Top floor really is where the round started and the round ended. And I think we saw a fantastic adjustment from OXG, but a poor decision from KARN & Co. First, the OXG adjustment. Once they realized that KARN & Co. were heavily committing to that clear up top, and once Yaga lost his life, for about 5 seconds, Fish was the only threat they had up top. They decided to throw 2 more defenders to that position. They brought Foxe and Newers up to support it, bolstering that position, allowing them to get kills and delay more time. Here's the problem. Why didn't KARN & Co. just stop? Why didn't they make the decision to just back off? Once they saw how much defensive utility was up there, once they saw 3 defenders up there after they had taken 1 life, they should have known that the site was so vulnerable. And maybe Kitchen would have been a problem because of the vertical play, but you could have absolutely gone for a split plant. You could have absolutely adjusted and tried to take meeting, but instead they put all their eggs in one basket, just bashing their heads against the wall that was the top floor clear, and it got them into far more trouble than it was worth.
Well, for Oxygen, blessed by KARN & Co.'s stubbornness there and willingness to run headlong into a brick wall, like you said, of just trying to get that top floor control at all costs. But Oxygen also will be heading downstairs to try and win this bomb site for the first time this game. And again, they had a 5v3 advantage in the post plant in round number 1, and a planting situation where if they just had a nitro cell remaining, that round falls apart for KARN & Co. And then again, the most recent attempt, Fish's absolute best efforts to chuck it off the face of the earth. And he was successful in doing so. So Oxygen, for the 3rd time, try and come away with a victory downstairs in the defense. No matter what, at the end of this round, they will be able to go back upstairs as well. Yaga taking aim, but it's Kixro to start things off. Yag trying to retreat back down the tower stairs, but he gets caught out of position, attacking a drone, and here we go again. It's an opener for KARN & Co. on the attack towards the basement, and Oxygen just having a nightmare of a time defending this bomb site.
Yeah, another good start. It is basement though, so if all 4 defenders play down there, I mean, it's going to feel like a 5v5 for KARN & Co. at the end of the day. So they're going to need to play this perfect. So far, every time we've seen KARN & Co. do pretty much the same thing. A lot of pillars pressure, a little bit of freezer presence, but that's going to be a problem. Foxe with 1 and a missed opportunity on the 2nd. Thank God for Wi-Fi. KARN & Co. managed to hang on to the advantage just barely after Foxe missed the shots on that 2nd player through the wall. Still a lot of work left to do. We've seen a lot of E-Box focus for KARN & Co. KARN himself has dropped down E-Box both rounds and attempted to defuse in that position both rounds. Feels like we're seeing that again. The bunker pressure is there. The pillar stairs pressure is there. And I suspect we're going to see Tristan rotating around towards the freezer side in just a sec.
You see Oxygen with the adaptation of reinforcing the single panel in supply this time, and that really was the Achilles heels. They didn't have any nitros to contend with, and Newers is just going to point blank face peek in towards the blue double door, and he's going to survive the onslaught from above as well. KARN, I imagine, was flashing, try and drop in. Tristan, though, has made his way into the freezer hallway, and there goes KARN for the drop in. The flashbangs come out, but KARN unable to seal the deal with the bearing. Hibana pellets necessary in the final seconds of the clock ticking away as Dream is going to have his position exposed. With a push down the hallway, it's a team kill, and now Newers is leveling it to the 1v1. Another team kill on this godforsaken bomb site, but this time it goes the way of Oxygen, and Newers able to clutch up on the round and secure it and give OXG the lead.
Another dicey one and far too close for comfort for anyone, but especially for OXG, who is expected to come out way hotter in this series than they are right now. They take the lead 3-2. They can feel pretty good about this. But man, Basement truly has been a sight to behold. This play from Foxe was critical. Missing all those bullets onto the second player, less ideal, but was part of the several things that OXG did well to end up winning this round. But this time, instead of KARN & Co pulling off a near 1v2 comeback or a successful 1v2 comeback, it was Newers who had to do it. He got the final 2 kills and gave OXG the round.
I think the most terrifying thing for me right now is that Oxygen, should they prevail in this series against KARN & Co, they're playing Space Station in the semifinals of the LCQ in less than 24 hours. And just the Oxygen we're seeing right now between Chalet and this map, they do not seem as refined. The first half of Chalet looked pretty shaky. They did clean up their act. But again, the first half of Oregon here has also just looked like this is not peak Oxygen. So for now, Oxygen in the lead, could win this defense by all rights, come away with a very common 4-2 half, and walk into the second half 3 rounds away from icing this thing as another 2-0. This is a situation for Oxygen, you just ask how many, you don't ask how, because the how of them getting these rounds is a mystery, and I don't think it's their peak performance by any stretch of the imagination.
I think it wasn't necessarily SSG's peak performance either, right? 7-5, 7-4 against Luminosity, but you can argue that that is a tougher caliber of opponent. So your point stands. I think that we're going to need to see a better version of Oxygen if they want to not only take down SSG, but get to the major. You got to show international major level talent if you want to do that. And right now, that is not necessarily happening. Now, Fish, he's clearly talented, and he's proving that here. A double kill to open up round number 6. Eventually caught sprinting down the shower corridor, and Giddy was lying in wait, but not until Fish had already dealt a devastating blow to the side of KARN & Co. The big saving grace for them is the fact that they still have KARN alive. They still have the hard breaching that the Hibana brings to the table. But fighting in a 3v4 with a full minute and a half left in this round, I mean, there's so much work left to do, and now you've lost 2 bodies. You've lost a lot of utility that would usually help you in your way to do that.
Yeah, Giddy down below is going to try and get the vertical nades going, but he won't find much success on the first one. And now, again, trying to climb up the white stairs. He's got to keep a barricade in the way that he misses with the hammer. He'll reveal his position off a sound call, and there goes the rest of Wi-Fi taken care of by Newers. I'm pretty sure he fell off the roof to get downed earlier on in the round, so just not the cleanest of executions from anyone so far in this server on Oregon, and yet it's Oxygen now standing at a 4v2 advantage in man count, trying to get a 4-2 scoreline heading into the second half. We got yellow pings coming out onto Dream. Moves that away just in time, so the frag grenades will not be effective from down below. Now KARN trying to flash his way in for a vault through the big window. And Giddy makes his way to the top of the white stairs, but KARN decimated, and now Giddy, the last man standing on white stairs. Foxe will persevere and win out the engagement, so OXG, through all the struggles and all the chaos and all the terribleness, they are actually up 4-2 here in a good position, 3 rounds away to ice the series and make their match with Space Station tomorrow in the semifinals.
Yeah, very true that it felt like KARN & Co had something there. 2-1, they were leading. But Oxygen has since found their stride and really really made the score line look pretty typical. 4-2. I mean, if you'd started on this map and you said Oxygen were going to emerge 4-2 at the half, you'd be pretty, you wouldn't be shocked, that's for sure. You'd be like, oh, that's fine, that's normal. Oxygen must be playing well. KARN & Co probably playing decently. 4-2 is the typical split you're going to see on a map like this. But now KARN & Co have a chance to redeem, and Oxygen have a chance to solidify themselves as well at the forefront of this series, right? We've seen the mess that they've showcased, at least through the first quarter of this series, or first quarter of this map, rather. But now they have a chance to clean up their act and really just deal the punishing blow to KARN & Co that I think we've been waiting on for some time.
Attackers must locate.
Well, here goes Tristan, trying to mimic and even push the envelope of what Fish had done in the previous round, and they'll survive for it. Peek's coming out from the attackers, leaving the spawn. They'll see him detected, and actually Tristan running all the way downstairs back towards the bomb site. So nice little shot in the first 5 seconds of the round, trying to get an opening advantage, but not going to press the advantage too much longer, as Newers makes a very swift entry into meeting. They do have 2 members of the defense, Wi-Fi and a member over by Kitchen as well, on the defense for KARN & Co. Tough predicament, as Wi-Fi being droned out now will make his escape towards the tower stairs. Newer's going to lock him off and make sure there's no rotation coming out now. Wi-Fi again playing a dangerous game as he elevates himself back into T1, trying to play by the exterior door and the default camera. But no, he'll think twice or 3 times about it, honestly, and head back down towards the tower stairs. But here comes Kixro on a flank as well. So we'll see if Oxygen's flank holds are going to last up as well as they did on Chalet.
Reloading.
You can tell that Oxygen have a good bit of information to work with here. Got Fish on the hunt for this security player. I don't think Giddy necessarily knows it. Tristan providing that support, however, so there's nothing Fish is going to be able to do without support. Maybe waiting for someone to come up and join him, but instead he walks into a crossfire, and actually it's Kixro who eventually does the job. Not Tristan, not Giddy, but the Legion instead. KARN & Co get the opening kill and set themselves up well now for the back half. And Oxygen, they'll be forced to turn their attention down below. The attention that they devoted towards this first floor and clearing those roamers, well, that didn't get them very far now, did it? It did clear out the roamers, who have since backed off to the basement. But they still have a lot of work left to do.
Yeah, 60 seconds ticking away now for Oxygen to convert their push onto the bomb site, and a man down, a very dissimilar position we saw KARN & Co in terms of being able to push onto this bomb site when they were on the attack. They come down to the wire here, but again, Oxygen trying to utilize as much of their utility as possible to displace some of these anchors from their power positions. Wi-Fi seems very comfortable, though, over by the barrel's doorway. Single wall has not been reinforced. The adaptation that OXG brought out, and that's a perfect coverage there from Tristan. He gets 2, 1 on the drop and 1 onto the tower stairs, and it's just Newers alone now. Make it a flawless round for Carnage & Co, as they will win their first defense, showing OXG how it's done downstairs.
Yeah, wow. No such issues like OXG had on their first half. No team killing, no mishaps. Just a clean, flawless round to kick off their defensive half. This is not over yet. KARN & Co have come to play. And even though it looked for a moment like OXG were in the perfect position to get those first few opening kills, it really did look like Giddy was in serious danger with Fish holding that position so early in the round. But instead, Fish tried to do a little too much, and unlucky timing, that's how it often goes. Kixro on the rotate, saw Fish in the hallway, took care of him, and then the rest was history. Kill after kill just kept going KARN & Co's way. Didn't lose a single body on the way to a round 7 victory.
Well, a lot of this game hasn't been executed to anything near perfection. I'd say that round was pretty close. A very standard round. We're getting away from the chaos of whatever the first half of Oregon was. We're going to settle back down into some normalcy for Oxygen here. Trying to keep the tempo up a little bit on their attacking side, and they're going to have to contend with this kitchen hold once again. Security being reinforced and muted off by Giddy. So the hold downstairs for KARN & Co. They really do want to operate with CCTV as a pivot point and use kitchen as a potential flanking opportunity later in the round. It'll be up to Oxygen to decide whether or not they want to address that early on. It seems for the moment Oxygen are content to enter from the west side into the small tower and approach this thing head on.
A bomb has been located.
Target detected. Second floor.
Early progress, as always, for Oxygen. This time it is Foxay on the buck instead of Fish. Vertical play will be his focus. Skeleton key in hand. And he'll be looking to see what he can get done. Again, Giddy is the player potentially under siege early. He's got reinforcements, though, to protect him from the back. So he is going to maintain this position for as long as he can, it seems like. No way to rotate out. That is where he's going to live and where he might end up dying. But OXG, they're going to come in quick. They're going to make an early push, but Diffuser has already been dropped as a result. A quick trade, but this is certainly going to favor the defense because now OXG have to recover that Diffuser and find a way to get that plant down. A full 90 seconds to work with, sure. But Newers, Fish grouping up down below. They're gonna have to worry about what lies up top as well. 2 good kills though, and right on cue for Foxay and Newers, leaving KARN and Tristan will now just KARN to fight for themselves. Who needs Case when you can just find kill after kill? KARN will go for the res. Oh, but he will just walk into the skeleton key from Foxay downstairs. OXG. They don't let the last round get the better of them. It's 5-3.
Well, it just seems like the second half of maps are where Oxygen come alive in terms of their execution on these rounds, and that was a beautifully executed round across the board. You can see initially the entry in through the west side from Small Tower from Oxygen, just giving them their base of operations, but then noticing, okay, if we can avoid or at least provide a distraction upstairs, we might be able to maneuver downstairs and get a plant going at the same time we push Giddy out of his CCTV hold. Very unfortunate as Fox was just milliseconds away from catching Kixro swinging at a kid's door. So if Fox had just been a little further over underneath the holes that he had made the skeleton key, then he might have caught Kixro before Dream was even killed, and that Amaro into the big window could have facilitated a plant opportunity very early on for Oxygen. But again, dissecting that position downstairs from Giddy beautifully with the Ace Selmas coming out onto the CC wall from Kitchen in tandem with Newers holding from the hallway and winning out the engagement. Well done there from Oxygen to be able to return again to more of the Oxygen we're accustomed to seeing. Again, milliseconds away from honestly almost having a plant down in the first 30 seconds and the opening pick and control of any potential flanks downstairs as well. So for Oxygen, their new focus will be Kitchen and Meeting, as KARN & Co. not looking to replicate that round upstairs and turn their attention towards the tertiary bomb site on Oregon to try and get some momentum going and get back in this series, as they're only 2 round losses away from this series being over to 2-0.
This will be a good bounce back for OXG. Taking this win here against KARN & Co. would be the start of what they need to get going if they want to end up having a chance to fight for the major. A 4v4 here in round number 9 is a quick early scuffle, resulted in the deaths of both Carnage B and Yaga. But Oxygen, they came out in the closed league portion of the NA League, and they emerged top 3 from groups, only to lose to Sonics in the opening round of the playoffs. This bracket is going to have to go better for them if they want to make the major. They do not have any second chances, and it's very clear that they have realized that. You see that pep, it's starting to get back in their step here.
By attackers.
You see their focus starting to ramp up as they work their way through this series. The same focus which they will have to take into tomorrow if they are able to push past KARN & Co. here on Oregon. So far, this Kitchen Meeting attack is going well. They've got this site opened up. It's just about finding these opportunities for kills. A lot of damage here onto Wi-Fi, who is in the thick of it right now.
Yeah, Wi-Fi in a little bit of trouble, but they do have Tristan playing on the tower stairs, and unfortunately there for Kixro, he's not going to spot Newers, but Tristan will claim the life of Foxay. being able to hold out inside of tower. Here comes the swing from Newers, though, but the coverage from up above. Tristan bouncing back and forth between the angles. Leaves Dream alone on the bomb side. He downs off Wi-Fi, cleans up the kill, and now both OXG attackers inside a split. The plant being attempted here from Dream, and Tristan does not have purview upon it. The smoke's covering Dream, and the plant will go down. As now Fish trying to provide coverage. He's the last man standing for OXG in the midst of a 1v3 now in a post plant with the timer ticking away against KARN & Co. Able to hold this position to ensure no one is able to rotate for free. Fish gets the first one. They might not even be aware that Dream has been downed in this process, so they might be playing it as if it's a 2v2. Dream just crawling away to provide more confusion. Fish in a good spot here, dealing more damage to Kixro, but the Kiba barriers come out to provide a safe haven for Kixro to go for the defuse. And there goes the peak, and Kixro is just gonna stick, and it's not gonna matter that they don't know that Dream is down, because the stick has been stuck. And there goes the defensive win on Meeting in Kitchen. The defuse is successful, and KARN & Co draw back within one.
Seeing a lot of teams keep some Kiba barriers in pocket for the retake. Something that is maybe not the first thing in the forefront of your mind when you're playing that Azami, with the Kiba barriers so powerful, so much utility to use during the round itself, that you figure, why would you possibly save it for those last few seconds? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you saw it right there. Allows you to seal up a gap, lickety split, and get yourself a nice little counter defuse. Yes, it was the kill that eventually ended the round there, but had that Kiba barrier not landed, then we wouldn't have had to see such a swing and such a gunfight, and it was very likely that you would have not seen Fish go down like that. When he swung around this side from Classroom, he couldn't see Kixro. He had to maintain that peak, and for just that moment, that was the split second where Tristan was able to finish off the round. So just those little things, that single piece of utility that can turn the tides in a round of Siege, we saw it there work out for KARN & Co. So they narrow the margin to just one round.
Yeah, you can see Oxygen. They saw all the free real estate on the west side again, to be able to enter in through the bottom of Small Tower and push their way through showers and into dining for free very early on. And it was a beautiful shot, honestly, from the smoke. Pretty sure it was Giddy last round. KARN is taking the smoke this round. But again, just spotting that there was a member of the attacking team inches away from the bomb site to win that out with an SMG-11. He went through the thick of it like you were talking about in that round on the smoke. So very impressive response there for KARN & Co to repel the initial entry from Oxygen. Great adaptation throughout the round from OXG to be able to get the plant down and put it into a winnable position. But KARN & Co able to survive, and now they're heading back downstairs. A bomb site that has been the ire of Oxygen, but so far has been a safe haven for KARN & Co. Winning it on the only attempt they've defended it, and they've brought out quite a lot of area denial operators with the Goyo, with the smoke, with the Azami. This could be a potential maze to work through for your Oxygen attackers with the amount of utility that's set up by the defense.
Dream making a quick solo push into Meeting. No threats
Drones up and running.
that KARN & Co are sending their way right now. Everyone down below waiting for Oxygen to make their move. A move that will start with some destruction of utility down in the basement. You see the Vulcan canisters from Giddy. A valuable piece of time delay for the late round are already being destroyed here. But Fish, as he tried to work his way down the stairs, he will also get destroyed here. And KARN & Co are off to a good start as well.
I might be insane, but I'm pretty sure his dead body was at the laundry rotate. So I'm not quite sure what Fish was up to in that round, but it did not work out. Kixro taking a lot of damage. Imagine that's from a frag grenade come soaring in from either Yaga or Newers. Flying inside of the freezer hallway all the way at the end of the door frame, though. Newers has made his entry at the bottom of the laundry stairs. It's collapsed from Oxygen. They have done a good bit of damage, and they have actually pieced apart a lot of the utility. Two of the Vulcan canisters have been taken care of. The drop into freezer not very successful. Newers and Dream, though, get one apiece on the bounce back and able to push into the bomb site. They need the diffuser control. Newers with another one, and Newers again! He's been overheating so far in this series, and now he's heating up at the exact right time. 14 kills, trying to make it 15 to win the 1v1. It'd be 4 on the round for him as he has the diffuser control. Frag grenade goes in towards the elbow, rotates, and the plant will be attempted. KARN pushing down the hallway. This will be a heads-up gunfight against the SMG-11, but Newers unaware of the positioning, and Newers even pulled off the plant to try and take the engagement, but KARN will win it out. And it's a 5-5 scoreline once again.
And the vibes are always high with KARN & Co., but especially as they tie it up at 5-5, it's all smiles, as their chances on Oregon have gone from, well, not slim, but not great, to really something. Another 5-5. We've seen this scoreline a lot this week already, but we have not seen overtime. Maybe this is the first time we're going to see it here. It was not the case on Chalet, of course, as Oxygen were able to close it out and seal the deal in a quick 2 rounds. But KARN & Co. have clearly put up a bit of a fight here. Maybe one that Oxygen weren't quite ready for.
15 seconds remaining.
The only thing to take note of here is the site rotation. So with that victory coming in round number 10 on the basement, KARN & Co. won't be able to go back down inside of regulation to the basement. They've been successful on it
10
twice,
seconds left before
but
insertion.
now the site rotation leaves them having to go upstairs unless you wanted to go
5
dining and
seconds
kitchen
insertion.
in this round. And then based on the results of this round, they're still limited to
Attackers
either
must locate
repeating
and
top floor
defuse the
should they
bomb.
lose, or if they win top floor, they only have the main floor bomb sites, meeting in kitchen and dining in kitchen, as an opportunity. So the opportunity for overtime, just based on the sites available to KARN & Co., does actually look pretty promising. For Oxygen here, being able to win 2 attacks and continue the streak of no overtime taking place in the LCQ thus far would be a nice comfort to be able to shut this thing down in its tracks and not give KARN & Co. the opportunity to come back in overtime, as you mentioned they did in those Element 1 finals.
Yeah, they had to reverse sweep back in Element 1, and it was truly a hard-fought victory. I mean, Laxing said it earlier on the desk, KARN & Co. are grinders. They've been in the T2, T3 realm for eternity, it feels like. And, you know, this is one path out of it. I mean, they've already had players taken to Pro League. Packer, who was on this team just a few months ago, is now playing for Wildcard and fighting for a chance at the major. So all of those little things add up. And KARN & Co. are a team that not only have a ton of talent, but have bred a ton of good talent. But this is one of those moments where they would really like to win it themselves. This is one of those moments where they would love to just play as a team and see how far they can go. OXG are not going to make it easy, that's for sure. I mean, they are not giving up this map just yet. 5-5. KARN & Co. are on the advantageous side, and they've proven that by winning 3 of the last 4. But this one is going to come down to the wire.
See the entry for the Amaro for Dream into tower as well. It's a very different approach here from Oxygen. Very big window and white stairs focused push last time around they attacked this bomb site. And were successful in doing so. There's a Nitrocell soaring over, but the frag grenade in response. There goes Kicksrow. There goes KARN. The response from Tristan at the base of Attic. Playing inside of Pit, but again, the push, the follow-up from Oxygen, it's flawless, and now it's just Wi-Fi standing alone against the world in a 1v4, takes aim and a beautiful shot onto Dream. Diffuser in control of Fish, though, and just using what is available to him on the deployable shield. The push from Dream surrenders the Diffuser, the shotgun comes out and downs Foxay, but Newers will once again be the saving grace for Oxygen.
Wow, that came close. Wow, that came close. KARN & Co. just moments away from potentially sneaking away with that round, but Oxygen take an early advantage, and they do not let it slip away. A tactical timeout for KARN & Co. to figure out what exactly they can do to send this one to overtime, because now they face a map point and a series point that will send them home for good. You see that great nade from Newers. You saw a lot of good early pressure from Oxygen in this round. KARN & Co. tried to fight back, but it was only Wi-Fi who really had a chance at it. He had the diffuser in his hand for a moment, so he knew he had an opportunity to thrive there in the end with that shotgun, but missed his opportunity just by a hair.
Yeah, and if that had gone the other way, I find it hard to believe that I would have not been admonishing Fish for pushing in the 1v3 with Diffuser to start that whole thing off. It's a very tough situation. You can see all of OXG were collapsing for the kill together, so can't really single out Fish on that push, and it didn't go the other way for Oxygen. They did win. Foxay on the ground, Fish in the grave, Diffuser lost, and Comes down to a 1v1 for Newers once again, who, like I said, saves it. And after the tack timeout, like I said, the opportunity to go downstairs is not available to KARN & Co. in this last round of regulation, having been victorious on that site in round number 10. So now, instead of retrying the top 4, which they've lost twice, they will try and be victorious twice on the meeting and kitchen tertiary bomb site. It all comes down to this for KARN & Co. Can they force overtime? Can they possibly force a map number 3 on a consulate?
10
Or is
seconds
Oxygen going to take it here and now?
left. 5 seconds left.
My God, Newers has been going.
Attackers' objective is to
Crazy.
locate a bomb and
He's having a
defuse it.
day.
He's having a day. What, I think it was 11 total kills on Chalet, now 17. And this map isn't even over just yet. He's hungry for more. I know it, you know it. We all can see, maybe not through his camera that doesn't exist, but we know there's fire in his eyes. We know he wants to redeem a back half of the closed league portion of the stage that maybe wasn't as hot as usual. But he is well on his way to doing that.
Keep it deployed.
Here on match point, no better time than to find a few kills.
I'm reloading.
And while those kills are available up top, if Oxygen want to go for that clear, they might just have an opportunity on their hands right now.
My device
This
is
Kiba barrier, the only thing in their way between them and a potential execute.
The impact trick's coming out, but Fish gets the opener on the Tristan in T3 from the roof. So as much as I've been bagging on Fish, an excellent position to win that engagement, gets the opener onto the ward, and it's the top frag for KARN & Co. taken off the board. A beautiful start, and now you can see Kicktro's identified all 3 air jabs from Newers placed around the showers and dining hallways. This is a very tough maze to work through. You can see Oxygen, though, shifting focus. They were very, very pressed in terms of being able to get some grasp onto dining. The peek coming from Wi-Fi, he's just gonna miss. Yaga is able to back away to safety, nading up through the kid's window. Now stuck inside a green hall and rotating in towards tower. Wi-Fi misses a perfect opportunity to level the man count. Like I said, OXG changing focus to a tower take after playing so much attention towards the west side of the building and trying to get into dining.
looking for intel. Reaching with Selma.
Kixro will have to be aware of Newers up the top of White Stairs here. Newers might be trying to sneak around behind and catch the Solus off guard. Right now, Kixro
Attackers
busy
have located a bomb.
paying attention to maybe what lies in wait on the attic side or on that armory side. He may not be aware of this. But Oxygen have pivoted. They've completely swapped the direction of their attack. It's going to be a stage approach into meeting. And there's still a lot of work to do and not a ton of time. Dream will fall. Kixro's position up top, known but still lethal, and Newers has yet to make a move. It's bound to happen, but it needs to happen soon with 20 seconds left. Oxygen need to find a way to get this diffuser down. Maybe it'll come from Fish here, sneaking through Split to find an opportunity, but he gets exposed and KARN takes care of him quick. Foxe, a chance but denied. It's all up to Newers, who has yet to make a move whatsoever. He'll finally step up, finally find a kill, but it's not going to matter. KARN & Co. survive. We're going all the way.
We are indeed. Our first taste of overtime here, and an opportunity for KARN & Co. to send us to our first map 3 as well. We're venturing into new waters here in the last matchup of the quarterfinals of the LCQ in North America. I think for Oxygen, just again, very unfortunate timing there. As I think actually Fish had the right idea. He got the opener onto Tristan, and then he had the right idea of pushing into Split. And you can see the Azami's silhouette through the wall in CCTV. And just as Fish began his slip into Split, that's when the Azami kicked into gear and rotated and was able to spot Fish trying to push his way silently through the barbed wire. Again, just moments, millimeters for these teams, separating them. And honestly, if Fish was able to push his way in, that could have been an entirely different round. Like you said, Newers holding the top of White Stairs for a while there, and I imagine that was just a byproduct of nobody really being in position to give them the green light to go, being very unsure of the surroundings.
10 seconds
Really
left
was
before
just a
insertion.
do-or-die moment for Newers there to try and close things out in regulation, but nonetheless, we have
5
KARN and
seconds
Co.
left.
on the defense
Reloading.
here in
Cover me.
overtime for 2 of the 3 rounds. Oxygen will be
Attackers are
starting
moving
their
out to
attacking
locate a
portion
bomb and
towards
defuse
the
it.
basement. Kixrow doesn't look to be giving as much real estate as they have been previously. He might be going for a bit of a roam, try and delay and take anyone with him that he can. As I say that, he and Wi-Fi are both going to start collapsing back towards the bomb site. So Oxygen with their sights turned downstairs, and KARN and Co. with defense for 2 rounds of overtime in a good position to send us to consulate.
Yeah, they get the defensive draw here, considering that it's their map pick. OXG picked that starting side. But as we all know, in overtime, patterns just seem to evaporate. And you really got to throw everything you know out the window. At least that's how it feels sometimes. Oxygen were so close in that last round, and I think if Newers had stepped up a little bit earlier, that outcome could have been different, and this one may have been over in 12. But instead, we're going to have to see at least 14, maybe 15 rounds to figure out who is going to take the win here on Oregon. The basement site, KARN & Co. like it down here. They've had some success, and that's why we are seeing them go to it once more. You're going to have all 5 defenders right now positioned on the site. That's given Oxygen quick map control, which they've been more than happy to secure. And as they get just about every hatch opened up, establishing their options, in about 30 seconds, we'll know which way they're going to approach from.
Yeah, you'd think based on the silhouettes that this is again going to be a front take through freezer and laundry, and
The attacker's
boy did
bomb
that
diffuser
not
has
go
been dropped.
excellently the last
Attackers
time they
recovered
tried
the bomb
this. It was
diffuser.
really just the individual
Bomb
effort of
located by
Newers
attackers.
that was able to bring that down to the 1v1. KARN still won that out. That's how we got to the 5-5 score line. Fish, again with the diffuser working his way to the bottom of laundry stairs, so that is where the push will be coming from. Got a mirror to contend with, and Tristan on the warden playing inside. There goes the EMPs. The drop, but the frag grenade will miss. The firebolt into the closet, but the nitro cell will claim Yaga's life. There goes Newers as well for the attempted flank, and once again, this front push from Oxygen getting ripped to pieces. The sprint through the smoke unsuccessful for Fish, and now it's just Foxay alone with no diffuser. A little bit of time on the clock, but he'd have to replicate what Newers was doing the last time around on this bomb site, and he will do no such thing. Kixrow will shut him down in his tracks, and it's KARN & Co. on map point on their map pick.
And they have taken the lead once again, and they are the first team that have a chance to put this map away. If they could, they would survive at least for one more map, and OXG would have to fight things out on map number 3 to keep or to secure the win that you might have expected them to get in 2. They saved their tactical timeout for this time, so they're going to use it here and see exactly how they can best prepare for the final 2 rounds, if they have anything to say about it, of this map.
And I don't know. I'm debating whether or not to bring it up, but I guess I will. It's just hard when you saw OXG to 6-5 scoreline to not think of the round that Fish TK'd and then lost the 1v1 against KARN, because had that round been an OXG victory and all the other rounds played out the same, that would have been a map win for Oxygen before overtime was necessary. Now they stand on the precipice of requiring consulate, and I believe Jesse said they were 0-2 on consulate so far, and that KARN & Co. is 2-0. Laxing may have not been as believing in terms of the competition level that KARN & Co. has faced on cons as opposed to what Oxygen has faced. But nonetheless, the track record, if KARN & Co. is able to win their own map here, as Newers stands above the rest at 18 kills, it's looking very worrisome here for Oxygen in a position where they had the opportunity to close out the series as a whole 2 rounds ago. Or 1 round ago, sorry. And now they stand with their backs against the wall. They'll also head downstairs, which is also a very curious decision. And this bomb site has just been a nightmare for them, but they're going to rest all of their hopes of Oregon on this bomb site downstairs. Try and correct their woes and leave the opportunity for the attack to be their saving grace and win this thing 8-7 should they come away with the victory here downstairs.
Yeah, on Oxygen's 4-2 half, I mean, you called it out well, Flynn. I mean, this is the only site they lost. The 2 rounds that KARN & Co. were able to secure on the attack both came on basement. However, one of those came maybe in unexpected fashion.
Yep.
So maybe not the best choice given the history on this map and in this series specifically. But generally, this is going to be the best site of the bunch. Either way, KARN will have to work against the grain here, and Giddy's going to try to kind of get ahead of the curve by using that Gara hook and jumping into T3 quick, and he's going to have a chance to pounce before Yaga could say anything about it. Had no idea that someone was in T3 so fast. That is the power of the Amaru right there.
Oxygen once again surrendering the opening pick on this bomb site. Good play there from Giddy. Nobody from Oxygen taking notice of the positioning there. It's really hard too, as you'd have to be sitting on the T1 default and really be listening for that. Now, we'll see Fox try and Kaid trick here. We're waiting for the mini EMPs to come out from the back pocket of Tristan onto that hatch. KARN will instead turn his focus towards the freezer hatch here. Dream holding the base of the freezer stairs, Shoddy out, waiting for the approach from anyone, and this really is going to come down to the trick here for Fox. If he's able to keep the Electro Claw up and make sure that they're able to burn both the mini EMPs,
located a bomb.
could be a good position to be in, having the box hatch closed for the entirety of the round. There goes the first mini EMP, and it looks to have missed. There goes the second mini EMP, and it missed anyway. So Fox not even required to trick, just a botching from Tristan on the mini EMPs, and now this box hatch will remain closed. It's breathing new life here for Oxygen in the round.
Yeah, needed to throw it a little closer to the stage, in the corner between the hatch and that stage table. That's where the Electro Claw was on the other side. And now, from setting up a pretty decent looking attack, KARN will have to completely pivot and go from the other side. Now, this is the benefit from opening those hatches early. That option is open to them. They're up one body here, but it is still going to be a daunting task. The last second rotate allows them to get a kill here, at least one. Newers is getting lit up here, and through the smoke, Wi-Fi is really trying to make something work. Newers, though, will use the glasses to step up and get a big kill. Dream the same. Newers another. Wi-Fi is able to bounce back with one, and it is just Dream alone to deny map 3. He'll go for the rotation. Try to find the shots, but he can't do it, and KARN & Co. survive.